Welcome to Bites of Light with Angel and Seth Rohr. Our mission is to bring bite-sized nuggets of information to be digested as you please. Take a quick bite or stay for the whole party. Pleasure being the main component of our mission, we will also bring other humans into our space to share their magical brew with us all. Love, service, and wisdom is what we are bringing to the table. Join us in our magical kitchen, where what is being served is for your highest good. Welcome to another episode of Bites of Light, Snacks for Your Soul. We have a very exciting guest today, Bradford Tilden. He is going to be one of our authors in our new book, Bites of Light, and we're very glad to have you here today. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. Very excited. Very excited.
Yes, we invited you because of your epic gifts of sound healing and empowerment, and we would love for you to share your gifts and share what you do.
Well, absolutely. So sound healing is something that I was called to consciously and professionally around the age of 26, where I was classical pianist and composer and a massage therapist. And a friend handed me a flyer for a sound healing school, and it kind of blew my mind. I didn't know that that was even a thing. And so it just was the obvious choice because I had been actively looking for something that would link my two interests. And this, I tell people, it's like the keystone to the arch of professional and personal career and expression. So I enrolled in the school, took a bunch of classes, totally had an amazing spiritual awakening. And I think the most important thing about that was I discovered that I have the power to heal myself and others with my voice. And we did a couple of things in the class, in the trainings with the different teachers, but what I ended up developing was a completely new and original as far as I could tell at that point. And part of it relates back to clairaudiently hearing a sound that I couldn't figure out what kind of instrument it was. And it turns out that it was a crystal bowl, a quartz crystal bowl. I had been hearing this drone in my head, and I had been harmonizing and singing with it for years. And there it was. And the first time I saw one, it was like, oh my God. And I said to the universe, I need one. And then a friend invited me to tag along to a psychic fair down in San Luis Obispo. I probably pronounced that wrong. It's been so long. And there was someone was selling a bowl, a 14-inch crystal bowl for $111. And this bowl, it was discounted because according to them, it was blemished. And if you looked at the side of it, there was like a little nipple. And I guess in the casting process, something went wrong. And so they thought it was undesirable. I thought it was amazing. I took it, I started to work with it. And as I played it, I noticed its pitch would vary ever so slightly. And I think that's why they didn't like it. And I zeroed in on it and I disciplined myself to microtonally align with its changing pitch. So I didn't realize at the time that the bowl was actually my master teacher to develop the subtle awareness of the microtones that exist between the standard scales and things of the Western tuning system or other even tuning systems, to be very specific and to understand what really being in tune means and how it feels within the body. Because sound healing isn't about the ears at all. Sound healing is using the force of the waves and shaping the waves to align with each other to create geometric patterns. And those geometric patterns are what remove debris and also restore distortion. And it just became this thing. So that's really how I got into it. It was a bit of a psychic guidance and circumstantial, yes, I will follow my passion. So.
Well, and even hearing you describe it, like I can see the sacred geometry and the things that you're creating as you're working with this. And along with sacred geometry comes a whole bunch of entities. Like you're tapping into vibrational frequencies that are not normally accessed on this planet.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yes. I do have to interject. I'm also a white time healing teacher. And if you're unfamiliar with white time, we're focusing on sound today, but just Google universal white time healing. And if that interests you, you can, contact me. So I have these initiations that really connect me with universal forces. So my connection isn't just with the earth and the linear time and the third dimension. I basically have an active portal where I'm constantly communicating with guides, light beings, extraterrestrials, angels, you name it. And it wasn't always this way. And early on, when I was working with sound, there was a distinct moment. I was actually in the middle of recording a piece with my voice, doing falsetto with the bowl, and then suddenly it opened up, and I felt an angelic force come through me, and I was channeling angelic tone, which is very powerful and very healing. And yes, it's what's amazing is the pitch or the sound that you hear is essentially a delivery system, and you can ride that. You can add your psychic intention, right? You make a sound, you make a blank sound, like you press a note on the piano, and okay, there's the sound, but it has no meaning or direction or purpose until someone says, oh, this is going to be a happy sound. This is going to be sad, or this is going to release, or this is going to heal. And so we, with our minds and emotions, infuse the sound, and the sound is the delivery system, but also the higher beings can also infuse the sound. And so I did open up and allow them to come through me and use my throat chakra as an interface between basically the heavens and the earth, or the physical and the spiritual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I love how you say that it sets intent, and you can use the vibration, because that's also how they communicate, depending on what vibrational frequency they're using. I don't know about you, but when it first started happening to me, it was like squealing in my ears. And I was like, like less, calm it down. Like there was physical pain in my ears when it first started happening.
Yeah. I have this, it's a high-pitched, it's a very high-pitched, small bandwidth of, you could almost say like white noise in a sense, but it's a very specific pitch collection. And when I get into silence or into high meditative states, sometimes it just gets louder, and other times. And I know that it's like I've just, it's just it's the connection. I'm hearing the line, right? And then the information comes through in different ways and structures. It's funny you mentioned that. My spiritual mentor, who she contacts my guides and they talk to her. She describes it like that scene in Harry Potter where he has the egg that when you open it up outside of water, it's just this horrible screeching sound.
Yeah.
But when you put it in the water, it was coherent. She's like, my guides sound like that screeching sound.
Yeah.
And she had to sort of tone it down a bit because of how high they are in their vibration. So,
well, and that's the piece that I learned is you can communicate with them. They want the communication. So, it's just like working with, talking to you here on Earth. If you're going to communicate, you're allowed to say, hey, that's too loud, tone it down. Let's find a vibration where I can actually hear what you're saying, not just this screeching noise. There is communication that needs to happen in those spaces.
Yeah, it's like setting parameters for what works for you. Like, could you please give me all this great information when I'm in a moment to take action on it? Not like, I'm trying to fall asleep or I'm driving. Let's be more. Let's just be more aware of the linear time that I am dealing with here. I don't see everything as, like already and, always, but, we do deal with something called linear time here in the physical. Yeah. So, I've had a lot of conversations like that with them. My other favorite conversation was, could you please find less expensive ways to get my attention?
Right?
Because what got me to connect with white time gemstone healing was they got me to buy an amethyst biomat that one of my teachers in the sound healing school was selling. Yeah. And they were like, you gotta get it, you gotta get it. And I did, and on the credit card, and then I brought that up to an event, an 1111 sound healing portal with one of the other teachers, and no one bought it. They all laid on it. It was like really damp and, drizzled day in early November, in Santa Rosa, California. And then she's like, well, maybe this woman will buy one. And that was the flyer that essentially changed my life. But I would have never been up there if it wasn't for the biomat. So I said, because I said to my guys, okay, let's find better solutions than this. And they laughed and I laughed. We have a really good rapport. My whole life with my guides is very much, we have to all be amused, otherwise there's no point. So
well, and that's a very, very good point. I will circle back to the biomat, but joy, this work everybody thinks has to be so serious, but they're a bunch of jokers themselves. Like play and joy and all of that is how you can create even faster and manifest even faster when you're in that gratitude space.
I think we get caught up, because I hear people talk about it a lot. Like they get caught up in thinking that these guides and things are up here, like we're kids with our parents. And so we have to we got to just listen to what they say and do what we're told. And we're all infinitely powerful beings. We're just in different stages of this evolution and life cycles on Earth. And so we're dealing with peer relations more than like, oh, you're so high above me and I'm down here and
there's
I just need to grovel
subjugation
at your feet. Right. There's no power hierarchy. We're all these infinite light beings that are just having, like you say, just having these interactions. And so we can not get so caught up in they're up there and I'm down here and these power structures we've created on here on the planet. Then then it makes it okay. It's okay for me to ask them questions. It's okay for me to ask them to change their methods a little bit that might suit me better where I'm at right now. Like,
because they want to help.
Their vibration is so high, they can't even understand. Like somebody explained it to me this way, that their vibration's so high, they can't even understand the level of pain and discomfort that we deal with on the planet. They're been removed from it long enough that they don't have any ways. So to say, hey, I know you're trying to communicate with me, but it's really hurting my ears. Can you tone it down? Gives them, then they know.
It's not offensive.
They don't know what they don't know either, right?
Yeah. Oh, there's so much to respond to this. For one thing, guides and even the ascended masters, they're all learning. We're all learning, and we're all instead of descending, we're ascending, or devolving, we're evolving. Then us in the physical bodies, we're in the densest of the dimensions, and the dense dimensions come with limitations, and not just linear time and not being able to fly, unless you're Superman. Also, that veil of amnesia, right? We're who we truly are. A lot of that is kept from us by design, because that propels us forward to seek ourselves and uncover ourselves. And might get a lot of that stuff in my next chapter. But also, what I think of, it's like, I swear to God, my guides are just on a spaceship, and we're communicating with each other. And what they have is they have a vantage point, and they have the access to that knowledge that has been blocked from me because of the amnesia that Earth is shrouded in, that veil. And so you can consider guides just like they're on your teammates, right? They're your group, but they're up at the top of the tower with the binoculars, and they can see what's going on, and they have a large viewpoint or ability to see the bigger picture. And a lot of them, as you said, they forgot what pain is like, or some of them probably have never even incarnated a dense planet like this, and they don't understand that we actually have to do something called eat, or sleep. But it's all so they're learning, we're learning. And also the guides, as far as I can tell, they respect us for having the courage to incarnate on the Earth, like the boots on the ground, because we're the ones that can move the physical. We're the ones that can take action in the physical. We're the ones that they're depending on if we're a team and we're working for a common goal. So, they're devoted to assisting us, because we're the ones down here who can make it happen, who can contribute, who can lead, who can inspire, and who can, sweep the floor and put all the poop back where it belongs. So
we are the light warriors.
Well, that's like
light warriors.
People will say this life is hard. Well, yeah, it can feel hard, but it's not for the faint of heart. We didn't choose to come down here because it was the easy path. We chose to do this because we knew it needed to be done, and we knew we had the ability to do it. So it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up to your abilities and do it. What you agreed to do, why you're here.
Yeah. And I'm
not for the faint of heart.
Dedicated to helping others awaken to their truth. of exactly why they're here.
Well, and
They're-
that to circle back, that's kind of the group that we've collected to do this book, right? We all have this warrior inside us that wants to stand up and help and way show and empower and inspire, because we know deep within our bones that this is our calling. This is what we are to do to be in service to this planet.
Yeah.
And we've got big winged protectors and guides that we know are there. And that faith piece is there, that we are being guided.
Oh, yes. My whole life.
Right.
Is a miraculous story of my, yeah. Sometimes I was kind of like getting this weird mindset of all the magic's already happened. But that's not true. I mean, I was guided to both of you.
Right.
It's just things are different. It's no longer I have to have this dream that guides me to be in a particular place to have a download. Right now, it's just the matter of getting out of my own insecurity and attending a podcast and meeting a person on there who introduces me to you. So here we are.
Right?
It's like that's being guided. How many podcasts are there in the world? How many online events are there? Why this one? Why particularly did this one stand out as the one I needed to attend for some reason?
Right. And that was for me as well. Right. That was, the first time I've sat with Laura as well. So I do believe that the people who are supposed to find each other right now will, and we will collaborate, and that healing just gets spread deeper and deeper and deeper. Once you can stand on your own and you've done your work and you are true to yourself and you are connected and trust your intuition, then it's time to collaborate and find those people that can vibrate on that same ray of light that you do. There's power in numbers.
And when you talk about with the magic already happening, I think a lot of us experience that because when we have that awakening, that awareness opens up, that has such a huge impact on our life. That feels like that was the big thing. But that was the big thing for our experience. Once we've had that, then just those little following intuition moments create the magic for the greater dream of the planet and the story of the, so it's like the magic's still happening, but now it's happening less maybe for us internally, and it's happening where you can't see it. Like you had shared with us on another conversation about how you changed this person's life and you heard about it kind of third party later, and it wasn't somebody you worked a lot with, and you wouldn't even know that you'd changed their life if you hadn't gotten that feedback. We never know when we're just walking through this world, shining our light and following our intuition. We never know what lives we're shifting, what magic we're creating that we don't see. We may never know. So yeah, that big moment when we awake feels like that's the magic. And if we're looking for that feeling again, we may never experience it. It may feel like the magic's dead, but it's not. This life isn't about the feeling, as you know very well. It's about the vibration.
Yes.
So
yeah, and once you attune to a higher vibration, it's just like you don't notice the heat or the air conditioner until it shuts off.
Right.
Right.
That's the thing. Yep.
So it's like I'm in the vibration. I am the vibration.
Right. Exactly.
You forget that. Yeah. I mean, I forget that other people aren't as attuned to unconditional love. I forget that they're walking around suffering.
Yeah.
In this low vibration because I've been removed from that for so long. So what I feel like is normal, I'm living in the magic. Most people would probably kill to just have the peace of mind that I walk around with.
Well, and we see it even as a couple. We just go along our daily lives and do our thing. And, people comment to us, okay, you love birds or this. And one of our teachers said that we were dragonflies because we were attached to each other all the time. And we're just like, okay. Like it's interesting to see the perception, but when we live it, this just is our life now. This is just how we are. And we change people's lives even just by walking down the street together. So it comes to a place where do you want to live? What vibration do you want to house? And then you go find the teachers that can help you get to there so that you can maintain it by yourself. And this is the whole reason why we are gathering these master teachers for this book, so that because we all bring our own unique ray of light. We all have our mastery in the healing in our language, in our vibration. And it's also acknowledging, hey, if I need a specific thing, I can go to you, or I can go, like we have 20 other people that are doing this with us that all have unique medicine. And I see you. I see your unique flair. And I'm so excited that you said yes to come and work with us.
Yeah, thank you. Listening to you talk about the vibrations and everything brings me back to the white time gemstone healing. I didn't really think I'd ever be a professional gemstone healer in my life, or a master at that. But it kind of happened as those blockages removed through the education, and I accessed all that information. And the gemstone layouts that the higher beings have given to us are extraordinary. Especially the ones that there's a particular one. It actually it raises your personal vibration so that you are constantly vibrating with the Earth's vibration 4 years from the present. So where the Earth is now in her acceleration of her vibration, 4 years from this acceleration is what you are carrying within you, and everyone and everything you meet receives that vibration. And these layouts, they go down into the subatomic structure of your being, and that's how powerful they are. They literally tune you and modify and augment and raise your frequency. And it's just an extraordinary education. And I couple that with the sound. The sound is my personal gift. But when I found white time healing, I realized that's also something that I brought down here, or that I do up there in the universe. My higher is like, or they say of selves, but those are my two things. And focusing on this book with the sound, and I give everyone a little tidbit of the white time gemstone healing of how I got into it in the first book that I was involved with. And but combining those two things is miraculously powerful. So I can't wait to get some layouts on the two of you.
I would say crystal healing was my awakening. My entire introduction to spirituality and awakening came through crystals and energy work through Reiki. And so for a good 10 years, crystal medicine was my jam, that and massage. So I mixed massage and crystal work and energy work together. So I'm thinking we just may have to do a podcast down the road about all of our really cool, mind-blowing experiences with crystals, because my goodness, I could fill a couple hours with that podcast.
I would love to hear them. I would love to hear them.
I've got some doozies. So
I've got some great ones with sound too.
So we'll have to do a storytelling time with crystals and a storytelling time with vibrational sound. That would be so fun.
I will. Absolutely.
Well, I look forward to doing that grid work with you. That sounds amazing. That feels like that is a full yes all over for me.
Yeah.
To me, that's like, this is where the magic happens. Just that you came into our life, because for me, I've been kind of just awakening up naturally to gifts of sound that I have suppressed my whole life, because I was told, like so many people, like, hey, don't make so much noise, be quiet. So I did. And and I've just been realizing and waking up to that, and meeting, having the opportunity to meet somebody like you who's further along with those things and those tools, is, to me, this is the magic. Like what you do and what you have to offer is something I'm definitely interested in learning more about myself, because that's something that's coming in for me. It's not necessarily, and I don't know where it falls as far as, what it means for me in the long term, but I've been dealing with, like, I just kind of have realized if I start just using vocalizations in my meditations, it drops me in deeper and further. And and I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know if there's anything to know. I just kind of go intuitively with so many things. And that's kind of been almost my entire path has just been, well, it feels like if I do this thing, it makes a difference. And before I met Angel, I had no idea if it really was, or if I was just making shit up in my mind. But then as I start meeting people, as I started diving into the communities of light workers and healers, and then starting to get that feedback, like, oh man, I could see, because of their gifts, they could see the energy that I was moving. And for me, that's not how I work. Currently it's all just on feeling and sensing in my body and with vibration stuff. So it is magic just that we're here.
Yeah. You have a very, very strong confidence in your intuition. Both of you do.
Yeah.
And I relate a lot to what you just said. That's how I've always been guided, and I've always trusted my intuition. And again, I've got tons of stories, but for me, I don't really see much. It's invisible. I know it's there, but it's the feeling. It's the clairsentience. It's that magnitude of I guess sensory awareness that I really delve into and explore. And it sounds like you're like the clay, and you know exactly what you want to be, and you just need to figure out how to mold yourself with some simple guidance as to how you can then create sort of parameters for you to go even deeper than what you already are. Like, knowing that you're working with sound and discovering things, and how you just like little things that you can do to explore and discover more of yourself and more of your potential. I'm really looking forward to doing a little quick coaching or something with you. It's just really wonderful. I can't wait to hear the sound of your voice when you're really toning. It's
amazing.
Toning. Yeah.
You guys are going to have so much fun.
Yeah.
I have no doubt.
That's great. That's great. Well, I am so excited to work more with you, and I look forward to doing more podcasts with you. Thank you so much for saying yes to come and play with us. And we just had our first kickoff call, so we are right now into our writing, and our book is going to be launched on summer solstice, June 21st.
Yes.
So for those of you watching, stay tuned, and we're excited for you to have you along on our journey and to meet the rest of our authors. And for now, we will say, see you later, because it's not forever.
Yeah.
We shall be back.
See you again soon. And something more and better.
Yes. Thank you so much, Bradford.
Yes. And thank you for joining us on this podcast. All my love.
All my love.
Hey.
Thank you for sharing your time with us. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, and leave a ratings and review. Hey, did you know that both Angel and Seth have books coming out in 2023? Stay tuned and follow us on all social media platforms at Bytes of Light, BYTESOFLIGHT. Thanks again, and we look forward to sharing space with you again soon.